Couple of records for you, okay? Can Monster Movie. Oh boy, it's primitive and futuristic at the same time. Recorded and released in 1969. I've had this for decades, and every now and then I just pull it out. And You Do Right, the B-side, just reaffirms why it's such an important recording. Yeah. Church of Misery Volume 1. This is an album I found out about through the VC way back when I first discovered it. Dan from Canada. Someone mentioned, I posted this online, as I often do, on Facebook when I play records. And someone mentioned that seeing this reminded them of Dan from Canada, and I have to concur. It brings him to mind. Japanese band doing a total Black Sabbath trip. Doing it well. I had a great visit yesterday with the young guitar player in my band Chemicals. He's only 18, but he really has a fire and passion for music, and his interest in music and really impresses me. I feel a real parallel to it. Some of the music that we listened to that he had asked about, he's a big Paul Bley fan, so I pulled this Barry Altschul, Paul Bley, Gary Peacock album, Virtuosi. Just two compositions, one on each side, written by Annette Peacock. This is wonderful. As we got to talking while this was playing, we did a lot of intense listening, which I appreciated, this young man really wanting to listen. This one, by the time I played this, we needed to start talking about some things regarding the band. But the quality of the music was that it would weave into the conversation, and there would be points where we would just really naturally stop talking because we're too busy listening. Wonderful album, Virtuosi. It's a big, it's not that he's into ECM, but the aesthetic of ECM, I love it myself, and so does Jacob. So we listened to Harold Anderson's Shimmery. He had explained that this was a very special album to him. Didn't really go into the story, but when we played it, it was obvious. And this music sounds like the cover. It really does. Sounds like the cover. I've run out of words to describe how wonderful and gorgeous the feeling of the music is, besides the sound of it. So listen to this. Jacob really gets into all sorts of experimentation and adventurous exploration, as I do. So we really got into listening to the Peter Brötzmann Quartet's Nipples. And if you know the work of Peter Brötzmann, he is a sax player who very intense. It's been recommended to him by his doctors to not play because he's damaged his lungs so bad that he blows so hard, but he doesn't stop. And this is just a wonderful, man, we really couldn't talk while this was going because it's so good, and it's just such an intense mix what's going on. Put a bunch of the records away that we listened to because we he would ask about an artist, so I'd pull the whole section, and that ends up being quite a bit of records sitting out, so I put them all away. But we also listened to Anthony Braxton, Paul Motian, Wolfgang Downer, just wonderful music. This is sitting out because someone asked me if I knew about it. Griffin, Red Queen to Griffin 3. A bit of a medieval thing going on with the music. Progressive rock with crumhorn and just that medieval type of composition. Really good album with a great cover. Griffin. Played this, Es herrscht Uhu im Land. a recording, it appears, helmed by Alfred Harth, a bass clarinetist who is a friend of mine on Facebook. And what led to me playing this was that he posted a YouTube clip of it and just talked a little bit about how he was involved in putting this project together back in 1981. So I pulled it. It had been a long time. Once again, this is one of those examples or recordings where the interplay of the people is really quite, what is the word? It's like they really work well together. This is intense. It sounds like improvisation, free jazz. You know, Christoph Anders, Heinrich Goebbels, Paul Levins, Anna-Marie Rolofs, Rolf Rehm, Alfred Harth. Stellar players, and not for the faint of heart. This is wonderful music. The other day, these are still sitting, so I'll go ahead and show them. I have more to show than I thought. If you follow me on Facebook, you saw the other day where I showed that I started my day with this Magician's Hat by Bo Hansen. Came out in 1973. I've had a copy since then. This is one of my favorite albums. Pretty much guaranteed to change my mood in a positive way. The music sounds like the cover to me. Bo Hansen, Swedish organist, did the classic, legend to me, legendarily wonderful album, Lord of the Flies. Apparently these tracks were recorded during the same sessions, but they sound like two different days of the week. One is rainy and dark, Lord of the Flies. This one, we're out in the woods with the beautiful sunlight. I love this album. Just love this album. Got into this. Larry Coryell, Spaces. Just a fantastic jazz guitar player. Just fantastic. And this, Billy Cobham on drums, I'm pretty sure. Let me just... Oh, yeah. John McLaughlin on here on second guitar. Chick Corea and Miroslav Vitous. This is stellar recording. Once again, these people really know how to interact and let the music do the talking. As I think Joe Perry or Aerosmith put that song out. I've always liked that term, let the music do the talking. Last thing I'll show is, honestly, I played my own record, Myths and Realities. Dixon Drive, the opening track on here, is an old recording of mine that I did in my old house back in the 80s. Has a real lo-fi recording quality, but I captured something that it's just a special moment, and to this day when I listen to it, and anyone else that hears it agrees, it's just really a beautiful, beautiful track. So I listened to this. I'm completely sold out of this. I believe there's still copies of this available through the record company that I put it out in conjunction with In Fact Recordings over in Greece. There's some music for you folks. I'm going to leave it at that, okay? I'll see you soon, and there's a smile.